Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to each one of you, depending on where you are located. I would love to know where you are tuning in from. So please, everyone, write down your location in the comment section right now. But thank you for taking out the time today to attend this event, The Future of HSE Management, powered by AI. I am Himanshi, your host for the event. So, all right, let's start with the agenda for today's event. We'll start with introducing the speakers, moving on to discussing the problems in the HSE management, and of course, we'll provide some tools. Then we'll cover the most exciting part of the event, that is, how can AI help? Awesome, Brian, Alberta, Canada. We have Mohammed Najib from Algeria. Great. Um, all right, let's move on to the agenda part. We'll also see how AI can help, and after that, we'll see how Ajackus can help, as well as we'll show you the demo of the product that we have developed here. And then when we'll have our founder talking about our company, and then we'll leave some time for you to ask any questions. Awesome. I see there are people from India. There are people from Dubai as well. From Bangladesh. Wow, we are covering the entire world. Awesome. Thank you, everyone. All right, so let's start with the speakers. First speaker is Maulik Bengali, who is the founder and CEO of Ajackus. Hi, Maulik. And he has been in the business for 15 plus years, and he's based in Dubai right now. Our second speaker is Rahil Parkar. Hi, Rahil. Awesome. So he's the engineering manager at Ajackus. He has 9 plus years of experience and is amazing at handling technology teams and is also based in Dubai. And then there's me. I'm Himanshi. I take care of the growth at Ajackus, and I have 6 years of experience in sales and marketing, and I'm based in Delhi, India. All right. So let's move on. So I'll briefly talk about us. At Ajackus, we specialize in building customized technology solutions which are tailored to your needs to drive performance across diverse industries, from optimizing operations in oil and gas to revolutionizing healthcare sectors. We are committed to making impactful decisions and solutions. We have been there in the business for 12 plus years, and globally we have served clients in 20 plus countries across multiple continents. So before moving on to how AI and technology can help in HSE management, it's important for us to discuss and understand the problems pertaining in this space. And the first one has to be inefficient reporting system. So manual reporting and strict hierarchies make it very hard for workers to quickly share safety concerns. It's like sharing notes in the class when you should be calling the person directly or messaging the person. So basically, it takes longer time, and important information can get lost in this entire process. And which brings me to the second problem, which is that in this entire process, the potential risks and hazards, they might be overlooked. The third problem is pattern recognition. Now, imagine that at your site, there have been small accidents, and they could be pointing towards a high risk accident in the future. But unless you identify such patterns and trends, it's almost impossible to predict and avoid such events. Number 4 is not having digital training apps. Now, when you have non-digitized training module, they make the safety training very boring and less effective. So we do need an interactive and digital training to keep everyone up to date, and also to make the training very exciting, very relevant. Number 5 is, I think for me, it's the most common one, which is underestimating the importance of PPEs. Since workers, HSEs, you all are in the field, there are accidents, there are hazards, there are risks involved. But sometimes people forget that PPE is their safety, code for the workplace. And that brings me to the last problem, which is more about the compliance. In HSE management, in our experience as well, we have seen that no matter how many group activities you take, how many trainings you give, there will be some people who would not abide by the rules. So, addressing and resolving these issues is very crucial to ensure that everybody is on the same safety track. Now, I have a small question for the group. We have talked about 6 problems, but I want to know from you that which is that one or two problem which you relate to the most? Is it number one, number two? Is it about safety training app? Is it about documenting? What is it about? Also, if you can simply just write the number or problem, number one, number two. Also, if you have any other problem in your workplace, feel free to write that as well. So people just jump right into the comment section and start typing. Let us know, let others also know that what is that problem that you are facing at your workplace. Okay, I'm not seeing any comments yet. Is it that you are not facing any problems? So should I just assume that? Number 5, okay. Thanks for sharing, Tafiq. Anyone else who would like to share? Feel free to write any other problem that you're facing as well. This event is all about knowledge sharing, so oversharing is not an issue. Number 2 also. Okay. All right. Let's move on to the next slide. Okay. Failure to follow procedure, policy, practice, and failure to identify hazard, risk failure. Yeah, that's a big problem, Brian. Thanks for sharing. All right. So now we'll move on. Number 3. Thanks for sharing, Amit. So now that we have identified that what are the problems that you face at your workplace, we will talk about some tools which we recommend using before you embark your journey with AI. So the first one is using a real-time communication tool, especially in HSE management where there are, high risks involved. There is a need to use a communication tool which is quick and where people can collaborate in the field. So there are plenty of options, but some examples are Slack, WhatsApp, even using Gmail. Okay. The second one is enhancing your safety training. Now, there are various learning management system platforms available in the market, which has standardized content that you can use. And it also allows you to track the progress of your HSEs. Some examples are Moodle, Udemy, EDX. The third tool which we recommend you use is to elevate your documenting game. Now, we have already discussed that, in the problems that how important it is to document everything, have it all under one roof, under one place, and also to have a clear picture of the trends as well. So we highly recommend documenting everything. And for that, some tools that you can use are Confluence, even Google Sheets or Excel. Now, everybody in the comment section now, I want to know from you that to address all these problems that we just talked about, we have discussed some tools. Now, which tools have you used to digitize HSE management? I have given some option numbers here. Feel free to write any other tools that we have not yet covered as well. So Tawfiq, Brian, Amit, let us know what tools do you use in your workplace, and other attendees as well. All right, I'll just move on. So now we'll discuss Okay, Brian, Zoom primarily, that's another tool. Good to know. Okay, I'll let you guys comment. Meanwhile, I'll just move on with the presentation. Shared Google Sheets, number 3. Okay. All right. Thank you for sharing. So now that we have discussed how, now we'll discuss how we can leverage AI. I think this is the most exciting and important part of this entire event. Number one is using predictive analytics in HSE management through AI algorithm. Now, AI algorithm can enable accident prevention. You can also improve the safety measures. How we can do that is by analyzing historical data. When you analyze historical data, you can gain valuable insights to efficiently allocate resources and continuously adapt safety protocols as well, and also make informed decisions. Now, for example, on the left hand side of the image, you can see that there have been some incidents and near miss reports which have been submitted by, say, you or your team. On the right hand side, AI has predicted some incidents based on the previous data that you have fed. Now, since you have this information, and suppose you see a prediction of oil spills in the future, you can have an emergency response plan for that. You can have comprehensive safety training for workers. And this will help you prepare yourself for an event even before it has taken place. That's the beauty of AI, that it will predict, it will forecast the incidents, the risks involved in the future based on the events that have already happened. Number two is using AI in occupational health monitoring. Now, AI can be integrated into wearable devices, which makes it a very significant advancement. I'm sure a lot of you are already using devices like Apple Watch or other smartwatches that, that those are equipped with AI capabilities, and they can track important health metrics in real time, such as health rate or stress levels or blood pressure. Now, the immediate access to this data facilitates early intervention, which allows HSEs to address potential health risks. Additionally, what AI can also do is provide personalized health insights. Now, if you refer to the image, the first image shows the BP analytics and insights of a person for the past few days. On the right hand side, it has related BP, blood pressure with the sleep cycle, and recommended a personalized feedback for this person that, okay, you have this blood pressure for the past few days, but if you improve your sleep hygiene, your blood pressure goal, you can reach there fastly. Okay. You can also imagine a scenario where workers are exposed to potentially harmful chemicals and substances. Now, if you have AI sensors and monitoring systems, you can track the exposure levels, and it will give you an alert for excessive exposure, or there has been a gas leak. And you can quickly make an emergency plan, knowing that there is something wrong going on at the work site. So this was about AI in occupational health monitoring. Number third way is using AI driven risk assessment tool for workplace hazards, which again involves using advanced algorithms to prioritize risks according to their likelihood and their severity. Now the graph here shows a assessment matrix, which segments the risk into different levels, be it low risk, medium risk, and high risk. Now, with this approach, you can focus on addressing high priority risks first. For example, if the likelihood of, say, an equipment failure is high, you can allocate additional resources to check that equipment. Okay. Number four is you can use AI for environmental compliance. Now, this involves real time monitoring of energy consumption, emissions, and even waste. Now, The benefits here include not only enhanced sustainability, but this approach is also very cost effective. For example, I can take an example of a manufacturing company. AI can monitor your energy usage in the manufacturing process for the past few weeks or months, and it can identify and suggest some opportunities for you to, conserve energy. It can also tell you, how to lower down your operational costs. If you see the stats here, it shows a survey result. So 87% of the people, of the respondents here, believed that AI can be a helpful tool in fighting against the climate change. But unfortunately, only half of them had the vision to how to use it. And this is where organizations like us, like Ajackus, come into picture, where we can help you execute AI in your workplace. Rahil will cover that in the later section, but I'll just move on to number 5. So, where else you can use AI is in remote monitoring systems. Now, this includes using webcams or drones equipped with AI for remote inspections. I see David. Hi, David. We have new joinees here, so I'm just gonna take a pause and say hi. Hi, Rashid. Okay. So yeah, you can use AI analytics here for identifying obstacle issues and if there are any maintenance needs as well. Now, this again can be applied in various sectors, including construction, to say identify potential safety hazards or if there are any deviations from your project plans. In the energy sector, you can use drones, which can be used to inspect power lines or solar panels. Similarly, in the agriculture sector, if anyone of you is in the agriculture sector, you can monitor your crop health, identify disease, assess your irrigation needs, and so on. So, the benefits here include enhanced safety, of course, but it also reduces the need of having a human in hazardous environment, right? By the way, meanwhile, I would love to know from you all that which industry are you a part of? I think we will be able to make this even more relevant for you guys. And meanwhile, I'll just go to my next part, which is using AI in incident investigation. Now, you can let AI scan your incident reports and documents as well. There is no need of a human intervention here. I know scanning all the documents and everything takes a lot of bandwidth, takes a lot of time. Oil and gas, okay. Thanks for sharing, Rashid. Oil and gas. All right, we have a lot of people from oil and gas here. Oil and gas again, okay. All right. So yeah, we here the benefits include efficient investigation, prevention of recurrence, or even finding the causes which might be missed by a naked eye. You can see in the image that AI is scanning the entire area, which will be become so handy for you guys, right? Now this covers most of it, and this makes me go to the last part, which is now this thing addresses the problem that we have talked about previously, which was related to workers compliance and importance of PPE. Now here, I believe a lot of sites are already equipped with cameras, which now those cameras can further be leveraged using computer vision. You can get real-time alerts and notifications. Now, if there are any deviations or non-compliance, like if you can see in the two pictures, in the first picture, you can see that the person is not wearing a protective vest. So AI has given an alert. It has also shown the time, the location of the site, and everything. So you can use AI in several aspects, and that sums up the section how you can use the AI. So now we have already implemented these features in the product that is developed by Ajackus, and I would like to pass on the stage to Rahil. Rahil will give you a live demo of the product in detail. If you guys have any questions, meanwhile, feel free to write them in the comment section. So over to you, Rahil.
Thank you, Himanshi, for talking about the challenges in HSE management and how technology is playing an increasingly critical part in solving the problems in HSE management. So I think most organizations have already taken steps to make the most of the technological revolution, but a lot of the tools that they're employing are not as effective in the ground. So if I think if you look at the last decade, one thing that has really come out is that mobile phones have actually become an extension of ourself. And we at Ajackus have taken that and leveraged it to an app-based approach where you can roll out an Android and iOS app to your staff in HSE management who can increase your technological integration to deliver better outcomes. Let me jump and talk more in detail about the product. So as you can see, this is our HSE app. Your users can come in here, log in with their phone numbers, and there will be a screen for them to add their information, what industry they're working in, and what exactly their role is. With that, now you see that we are on the dashboard. Now the dashboard is giving you an overall view of how many incidents have occurred in the past week or past month, how many near misses where an incident was about to occur, but some preventive steps were taken at the last minute to avoid an accident. And then safety walks or audits, where you are periodically going and inspecting your plant, your facilities, your warehouses to make sure that everything is up to code and meeting compliance requirements. As you see here, there is a quick breakdown of the overall incidents and near misses and safety walks, which gives you an idea of how effective you are at avoiding incidents and dealing with issues before they become a problem for you. If you start to see more incidents and fewer safety walks, I think that is a clear indicator to you that you need to spend more effort and more time towards assessing your existing infrastructure to avoid incidents and reduce the count of incidents. Likewise, we have another visualization here that talks about the safety walks, showing that what are the different kind of areas that were covered as part of the safety walk. And then coming to the most important bit here, I feel that the best visualization on this app right now is the incident analytics. So you see the bars in red, they talk about the incidents that have occurred over the last 6 days. And based on that, AI has made some predictions based on the data that it has been fed of what are the potential incidents that can come up. Now, again, when you're talking about I think the biggest, uh, I would say the biggest building blocks of AI is the data that's fed into it. The more data is available, the better the outcomes of AI's models. So let me just talk to you about the data capture that we are doing through this app. So you can see there's a bunch of incident reports that can be captured here. Let me just open one up. You can capture a lot of information about the incident. The date and time is captured automatically. You can add some information about the location, what is the type of the incident, who was the operator who was either impacted or who took an action at this incident, and if there was any kind of if there was any damage or any person was affected, you can capture that as well. And then you can also upload a photo. Now all of this becomes data that the AI model uses to refine and give you better forecasting of incidents that could occur if left unchecked. One more thing that I want to draw your attention towards in all the data capture, if you see, I did not assign any severity or impact to them, but you're still seeing a little tag here that says high, medium. So these are kind of the assessment of AI based on the information provided to it, the boxes we checked, the data that we entered, the photo that we captured has helped AI make an assessment. Okay, this is a high priority incident, and probably the response time needs to be sooner. You need to definitely deploy more resources to deal with this. Moving on, I will talk about near misses. Now, obviously, an incident is an incident, right? Something has happened that should not have happened. A near miss is, I would say, an almost incident, where something could happen, an accident could happen, someone is about to slip and fall, and someone held them at the last instant. That still means that there was definitely some things that went wrong. Some kind of steps happened, some situation was created that in the future would lead to an incident once this history repeats itself. So we need to capture these as well to make sure that we are feeding this data into the AI model to capture what kind of situation leads to an incident and preempt that, avoid that. Again, we can add information about where it happened, what was the category of the incident, the date and time of the incident, whether it involved only the company's own employees or third-party contractors or external service providers or just visitors or customers. And then again, a photograph. The photo that you upload again becomes a critical piece of data, which will then be used to refine the model further and avoid incidents in the future. I'll jump back to the analytics here for a second, and I will just show you a breakdown of how AI has figured out that, okay, based on the data that is available and on, connected with data coming from drones and surveillance devices, it has identified certain patterns and said that, okay, there is a possibility of some kind of gas leakage happening in your north zone plant. Now, that is something that you would want to invest effort into immediately and make sure that you rectify it before it becomes an incident that leads to loss of life or any kind of damage to the company or infrastructure. Likewise, it will also categorize them into different categories like high risk, medium risk, low risk. Let's look at some low risk events, right? So you see there's a possibility of a low visibility in the California plant. I think the Arctic blast that is taking place right now, which could lead to some low visibility, and that could possibly lead to some kind of incidents. But generally, since storm time means that there will be some precautionary measures taken, is definitely a lower risk item. Likewise, you see the last item here talking about safety training. This is a very good segue for me to jump into the next section, which is safety trainings. For your HSE professionals, they have to keep getting the latest training on, what are the newest tools in the HSE management space. What are the best practices? What is the latest news? How they can keep up to date and level themselves up to keep meeting their objectives of health and safety in your organization. So, sorry. Yeah, let me talk about safety walks for a second. I think I skipped that bit. I talked about it a little earlier, but let me just show you what it means. So I think safety walks, like I mentioned, are audits where you can go and visit your facility, whether that's a warehouse, whether that's your manufacturing plant, whether that's even a corporate setting. You have certain offices. You go and you get customized questions based on which zone you're auditing and your industry. Okay, if you are in manufacturing, those questions would vary. If you are in the energy sector, they would be different. If you are in electric plants, for example, those questions will then be customized accordingly. You can enter responses based on how you assess the situation, assign it a particular rating on whether that is in good condition or not. And that again becomes critical data for the AI model to predict and warn you about incidents before they happen. And talking about safety training, like I was mentioning, that it's important to keep investing in training your staff, and this provides your HSE staff the central location where they can come and see all of the trainings that are available to them that they need to sign up for. You can see that the training on 14th has a lot of signups, but the ones on 18th don't have enough signups. Your safety professionals can then get in, talk to people, make sure that they are getting involved and learning everything that is there to learn in the HSE space. Now I will talk about another AI feature here, which is AI surveillance. As you see, we've connected the CCTV system to our app. We're able to get a live feed. Everything looks okay for now. I mean, oh, AI has detected that something has gone wrong. Okay, it's just analyzed that and said, okay, something that shouldn't have happened has happened. You can see that, oh yes, there was an unusual movement. Someone has unfortunately had a fall. without a human going and reporting it, AI has, you know, taken the burden off the humans and given you a warning that, okay, something is here that you probably need to take a look at. As an HSC professional, when I see this, I say, yes, that is definitely an incident and I need to report this. And then that gets reported. And that is where AI makes sure that every little thing is not missed out. There's no chance of a human error simply because these processes have been put into place. There's another feature here that I can talk about, which is, like I said, you're moving around with your phones. You can just go in and say, okay, I think I want to see if there's everything's okay with this situation that I see. You snap a picture. It quickly analyzes and says, hey, okay, these people in this photograph are not wearing hard hats, and that could be a compliance issue. That could be a safety violation, and you want to report that. Again, you got the analysis. There are 50 people you're looking at, 10 of them are not wearing safety gear. Just click on that, you've now reported those kind of violations. With that, now I'm going to jump back to our presentation and talk to you about how we have accomplished this solution already for one of our clients, that is Gulfoil. What we did is we built a standalone system for them, which is not connected to their existing HR system. Now, why this is a benefit is that it gives them a scalability to pull independent entities around the world into one centralized location for HSE management. Gulfoil is a huge company that has presence in Asia, in Africa, in South America, in Europe, and having HSE management at an organization level helps you gather more data, and which leads to better AI models and AI outcomes. We also built for them multiple levels of accesses. So you would have a basic user access where they would only have access to whatever is happening in the very facility or plant that they're working in. Then you have the management level access where you have senior management who want a holistic view of what is happening in their geography within their country. And then you have the admin view who may be serving a region, multiple countries within, say, Middle East, for example, or multiple countries within South America. And they will have an even broader view to see what kind of incidents are happening, manage accesses, and so on. I think I will jump and show you what this admin panel actually looks like. So these are the features that are available where you can design your organization structures, define different entities, upload announcements, any kind of emergency response plans, any people who are responsible to respond to these emergency uh, training calendars, who are the users. Let me just jump in and talk about one of these things, which is HSE users. As you see, there are a bunch of folks here who are working in the HSE space within this company. Now, this is a large company where they are in the oil and gas sector as well as in the chemical sector, and we are able to have all of them be on one platform and also see what kind of data they have captured, what kind of incidents they have reported. So that's all I had from the product demo. At this point, I want to hand it off to Maulik, who will talk more about how HSE management and Ajackus come together.
Thanks, Rahil, for the lovely demo, and thanks, Himanshi, for the presentation earlier. Thank you, everyone, for joining in today. I won't take much of your time. Just want to add something to the introduction that Himanshi gave about Ajackus, our organization earlier. We are trusted tech partners for enterprises of all sizes, and we take pride in the impact that we have created in the past decade. You can see in the numbers, the number of enterprise applications that we have delivered, hundreds of them, and reaching to 500 million users through that, and impacting numerous industries. And we're really passionate about the business problem that we solve. And HSE is definitely close to our hearts because solving the business problem in the HSE space, you see how you create a real world change from day one. The day our product goes live, it starts changing and have impact on the ground, and that really excites us. And that resonates really well with our business centric approach to things. We do understand every organization has its own unique challenges, unique parameters under which they want to work, want to solve things. And that's why we built this product, HSE product, which gives you a perfect head start for your digital transformation journey. And it can go in the unique direction where it can create that differentiation and impact for your organization and for your staff. And that's what our team is committed to. And if we can be part of that journey, we would really like that. So we, as Himanshi said earlier as well, we have been present in so many countries, working with so many partners, so many enterprises, and don't take our word for it. We have some testimonials from our partners as well that have vouched for us, like the kind of work we have done for them. And we continue to work with them for years. We believe in long-term relationships. So yeah, with that said, thank you again for taking time out today. I would like to dedicate some time to Q&A. And if you would like to give us feedback, we would really appreciate it.
I would request everyone to scan the feedback form and take 30 seconds. Probably it's going to take less than that, and give us feedback. And yeah, we are free to feel free to ask any questions. I think Maulik and Rahil, if you can take some. We already have a
Sure,
few questions in the comment box.
definitely.
So Sabir is asking whether the recording will have um, the location, the time, whether it will be done automatically.
Yes. So I'm assuming that his question is related to how we can utilize webcams on the premises. So all these hardware devices usually have some unique identifiers associated with it. Sometimes we get the location data or labels directly through the device. Sometimes we have to create a directory of mapping these unique codes to locations. It's a one-time exercise that you need to do, but after that, whenever an incident is reported through a particular webcam, we know which location it is coming from. So we have to definitely look into what device you already have, or we can also identify the right device for you. But yeah, we have to work around the limitations of the device, but it's definitely a solvable problem.
All right, thanks for answering, Maulik. Another question we have is from Rashid that are there any notifications to users if there are any pending or overdue actions from this data?
Yes, absolutely.
Definitely.
I can
Go ahead,
answer that
Rahul.
one. So I think the biggest benefit of using a mobile app is that push notifications make it a lot easier for HSC professionals to respond to any kind of events that have occurred. If you recall from our app, there was a status of new or closed as well. So if any action is not being taken, it's still a new event that needs immediate attention. You can alert your HSC professionals and even those people who would be required for any kind of remediation for any incident.
Thanks for answering, Rahil. I think there is an extension to this question. Can we integrate stats like man hours or KPIs?
Yes, we definitely can. That's what I was mentioning as well, that every organization will have a unique approach to how they want to do things and create that kind of reporting. And I see these stats are nothing but an extension to the kind of data we gather. And sometimes, and I'll also point it out that everything is customizable. Every form entry is customizable. So sometimes, if you have to capture one more data point for you to create the right reporting across the organization, we can definitely do that.
All right, thanks for answering, Maulik. Another question is from Marius. Can the app record safety training data and send notification to workers when their respective safety training is about to expire?
Yes. Again, it is something that we'll have to build, but I see it as a very simple extension to the training module that we have already built. We do send notifications, but the expiry part of the is probably unique to the kind of safety training that they have. So, I mean, definitely we can put in place that additional notification, which has the context of a date where safety training expires, and the notification will go to the relevant individuals.
Got it. Another one is from Brian. That initial thoughts are that the formula seems simple: incidents, walks equal to forecasted incidents. Can you speak further on the benefit of AI over a trained individual in forecasting this?
Yeah, I can take this up as well. So the definitely, when I think Rahul also pointed out that AI is going to be as good as the data you input into it. So this AI modeling is a combination of initially AI predicting and giving an output to an individual that verifies whether it's a false positive or it's actually an incident. At least when it's not forecasting, when it's probably, for example, it's analyzing something as a high risk or a low risk, we have an ability to report that it's actually not a high risk, and that's where AI gets feedback that this was not a high risk, but it learns from it. So yes, AI gets better with the help of the talented individuals that you have, but it starts saving their bandwidth, and it reaches a point where 99.9% of time it is right, and you are only looking at that 0.1% of incidents, because anyone telling you that AI can be 100% right is probably not setting the right expectations.
If
Agreed.
I can add one more point to this, I think we already have implemented a solution at Gulfoil where we are capturing data from multiple entities across the world. Maybe the same kind of situation has not yet occurred here, that a trained individual has probably not seen it. We are pooling the expertise of trained individuals around the world, feeding that data into a singular system. That is the advantage of AI over relying on one person to serve one location. Here you're pooling all your talent and using it to serve every location.
Yeah. Um, Next question is from Brian. That what is the startup cost generally for this product?
Yeah, this definitely comes down to the number of users, number of territories you want to launch into, number of functionalities that you want to support from day one. Would definitely love to engage and provide you a cost tomorrow or day after. Himanshi can reach out to you and we can schedule a call for the same.
Yeah. Okay, another question is from David. Does the app help with documentation updates and notifications for attention?
Uh, I'm not sure if I understand the second part of the question, notification for attention. There are different kind of notifications that you can serve. We also have an ability to set certain notifications as dual notifications, like they'll go on the app as well, they'll go as an email as well. You as an organization, if you have a certain instant communication tool that you use heavily, we can also integrate with that. So depending on what your escalation metrics stands like, I think the app needs to align to that. And that's how we have built it, that it needs to be configured to work the way your escalation metrics works. With respect to the first part, documentation updates, we today do not support like creating documentation from scratch within our system. But today, to be honest, ChatGPT and open source AI tools have gotten to a point that if you really want something, that we can definitely create a smooth interface between the two. But it doesn't make
Uh,
sense to create that from scratch.
if I can just add a point there to what Maulik said. So it depends on what you look at as documentation. As I showed you in the admin panel, we had documentation like response plans and policy handbooks. So yes, if those are captured in the admin panel in your app, we can definitely push the notifications that hey, there has been an update to the policy. Something has changed, so you need to take a quick look. That kind of notification can be sent through.
Yes, correct.
Okay. um, I would request once again to everyone, if you can just scan this and take 30 seconds of your time to fill out this feedback form, that would be really helpful. Meanwhile, if there are more questions, we are happy to answer. Feel free to write again if in case I have mistakenly missed any questions. I apologize in advance for that. Any feedback on the event, people feel free to write in the comment section as well. Did you learn something? Any takeaways? All right. I don't think we have more questions. Cool. I think we are done for today. We can just wrap up. Maulik, any closing notes from you?
No, thank you to both and thank you to everyone for joining in. Would love to learn about the feedback and improve and get back to you with more. Thank you.
Yeah. All right. If you want to schedule a one-on-one with us, feel free to do that. You all will receive a free handbook, which is an ebook of the entire event, the whatever we talked about here, and recording of this event as well. So yeah, feel free to reach out to us via our website. We are always happy to answer any questions that you have, and great to have such an audience which is so interactive. We loved having all of you, and
Yeah.
I would like to personally thank everybody in the comment section, um, all the attendees here. So thank you so much.
Yeah, great audience. Thank you again.